Okay, we're gonna make maybe a video about chakra. And I guess I'll start off with maybe two common misconceptions I think I see, and that's with ego death and opening your third eye. So first of all, I don't believe in ego death. More like transcendence. When you're living at ego level or below, it tends to run your life. But when you move to the heart and you realize you don't need to kill the ego, and you can't kill the ego, but the ego is not you, it's not in control of you, it is your tool in which to communicate with everyone else and share and represent your higher self, because it's hard for higher selves to communicate directly with other people's higher selves. And so the ego is your like avatar, kind of, in a way, almost. Could be a way to put it. And then the third eye, hardly anybody's third eye is closed. If you can imagine, then it's open. That's what it is. That's all the third eye is your ability to imagine. And so if you've got great imagination, you've got really open third eye. And maybe if you have aphantasia, which is people who can't imagine at all, supposedly, that's what they tell me. I've only talked to a couple people who claim to have such problem, but maybe their eyes closed, maybe they just don't know how to use it, I don't know. But it's rare, so most people not going to be able to argue that they need to open the third eye. Problem with the third eye is not that it's closed, it's that it trickles down. All the energies trickles down to the first chakra. It's not the first chakra, but it's the first one we'll be concerned with, the root chakra, earth chakra. And it's mainly dealing with, hey Huckleberry, I'm doing a thing. I need you to be quiet now, Barry. Thank you. Yes, because it trickles down to the root chakra, and if you have not dealt with fear, then you're going to have a bunch of problems with your imagination running wild and making you scared. And that's Huckleberry. Of course, there'd be something over there hardly ever barking on that side. Normally it's the other side. Hey! Knock off! Thank you. It's alright, Huckleberry. Anyway, if you don't deal with your fear, your third eye is going to run wild. That's why a lot of artists have big issues with fear, because they have such powerful imagination, but they never deal with the fear. H.R. Geiger is a great example. Imagine that's the guy they consulted with to create the first Alien movie, right? Imagine such terrifying biomechanical artistry always being in your head and terrifying you constantly, these images in your head. I would not want to live such a way. It's no good. And that's why a lot of artists have such issue with third eye, is because they don't deal with the root chakra, the fear chakra. Also, it can be like survival. Your needs, basic needs, can contribute here. And the chakra system, is structured in such a way that you raise your vibration, your frequency, as you work on them. And so the next chakra, so there's sound, also many sounds associated. And besides the 7 chakras, you have a few extras. So there's a bunch, but a few extras that I like to work with. Maybe there's a root, sacrum, solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, eye chakra, crown chakra. All right! he's trying to jump out the pin. I got to scream at him in such a way like that as to scare him from leaping. It stops him from leaping because he can jump out. He's a crazy dog. There's also, the vibration in my voice with that yell can also scare humans. It can be like threatening shout. It can be like a battle shout, battle cry. You can. That's why police scream like that. Get down, get down, right? That kind of thing is terrify somebody with you put the almost demonic resonance in the voice. But hey, now, but then you go to the root chakra, and there's also chakra 6 inch, maybe 2 foot, somewhere underground, directly under you, but it's always under the earth. So no matter how high you go, the earth underneath you. 6 inches, 2 foot down there is a chakra. Same above your head is a chakra. And there's a chakra behind the heart chakra. It's the lungs chakra. But anyway, sound for the chakra in the earth. Sound for the root chakra. And then sacral chakra. Solar plexus chakra. Heart. Hot air from mouth rise like that. That's the chakra above head. Now the way to in Tai Chi, I'm not good at rooting. I'm a floater. Bagua, air elemental, right? I like the floating and bouncing around, evasive. That's my way. But I can root a little bit. Not great at it, but how they root is combination. The best is combination of both. So some people will be real good at rooting. Some people might be real good at floating. But if you can root the bottom half of your body and float the top half of your body, that'll get you best result for maneuvering around in the battlefield. But anyway, you're going to go from fear, survival, the next problems you're dealing with, creativity, lust, grief, right? You got to let those things go and work on those things. Have to be able to forgive yourself, and because you're going to take energy from the root and it's going to go up, and you want it to get to the heart, right? So fear is going to take the energy away, and if fear doesn't take the energy away for the most people, lust is going to take the rest of it, but if you're being a very creative person, hopefully that's not the case. But if you find you're not very creative, you might find that it's going towards lustful thinking, or maybe just grief itself. Maybe you're too stuck on feeling bad about something. You got to let things go. After that, that's where the ego is next, just below the heart, solar plexus chakra. Also the shame is there as well, and you got to deal with the shame of maybe things you did when the lust was taking over, right? And that's what will lead to the shame. I know that's how it worked for me anyway. So once you're dealing with all these three earthly things, then the earthly energies can go into the heart, and really the goal is to mix two energies together, and that is how you get the human energies. So you got the three earthly energies, but it's not, so the chakras is earth, water, fire. Solar plexus is fire. Air's in the heart. And then you've got the cosmic energies, spiritual energies coming from the crown down to the heart. And then you mix those energies, and that's how you live in the heart. And when you live in the heart, there's no pain. Pain is made in our head. We invented it, and suffering is only when you're living below the heart. I can't live in the heart consistently, but when I am in the heart, there is no suffering or pain to be felt. When you have something crazy happen and your adrenaline is kicking in, you're going to do one of two things. People call it fight or flight, but it's really just where you're going to get kicked to real fast. You're going to probably be somewhere spread out, but maybe probably in the ego, you're going to get stuck there, and you're going to have all the traumas that you didn't deal with here. And if you have too much and not enough experience with adrenaline, you're going to get kicked down into the root chakra, where survival is the main thing, right? So that is flight. If you get a tunnel vision when adrenaline kicks in, and you get the tunnel vision, and all of a sudden things feel more intensely, physical things hurt even more, that's because you've been kicked from the ego chakra. You've been jammed. The fear hit you hard and pushed the air out of you, and you fell on your back into the root chakra again, and you're scared and you're running and you can't see. But if you're someone who's dealt with adrenaline and dangerous situation, you're gonna just boom get bumped into the heart chakra instead, and you're not gonna feel fear, you're not gonna feel pain until after said trauma is dealt with. Whatever, you get attacked by somebody with an axe, for example, you go into the heart chakra and you don't feel the pain, you don't worry about what is going to happen with you, defend yourself. And then when everything is done and you're still alive and everything settles down, then you'll just naturally go back to the ego, and that is where you'll be like, oh shoot, that was actually kind of terrifying. I don't think I want to have that experience again. That's what will happen. You won't get tunnel vision. So that's how flight or flight works. That's how you control adrenaline is very important. It's very important to experience dangerous situation and try to figure out how to control your adrenaline, because you don't want a tunnel vision and you don't want to feel the pain when you gotta be in a serious situation to survive. It's a lot easier when you can't feel the pain until later, until aftermath. Anyway, so then the heart chakra, that's where all the energies mixes. Not a lot to say about it. You just want to try to live there as best you can. Living there is a feeling. You can feel it. It's so like all the burdens is gone and you feel free and weightless, but you still have body weight. But that's a whole different thing when you can't feel the body weight. We'll talk about that maybe in another video. That's superhuman powers that you can obtain. In the adrenaline, it's the same thing. Like if you can combine the full body vibration feeling with adrenaline, you'd be a superhuman. It's crazy. But anyway, you go into the throat chakra. Throat chakra is the truth. It's dealing with truth. And I'll tell you right now, the very first person you are ever going to lie to before you start lying is yourself. You don't lie to other people before you start lying to yourself. And the very last person you're going to lie to is also yourself. When you're done lying, the last person you'll ever lie to is yourself. Lying to other people, sometimes a little tiny lie to get out of a situation. I can be very lazy, and I don't like dealing with people. I don't have to deal with a lot of people, but sometimes just because I don't want to deal with somebody, I might lie about what I am doing so they don't come bothering me. But I get away from that nowadays. That's something I used to do in the past, but it's mostly because I don't like people and dealing with people very much. So I realize, like all things, it's because I don't like myself too very much. So I lie, right? That's how it works. So now I don't lie very much at all, because I'm trying not to lie to myself. And when I cannot lie to myself anymore, I won't have to worry about it, and I have better energy flow from the top to the heart. And then we go to the third eye. That is imagination, where you start creating, just like with your words are spells. What you say matters. It vibrates out into the world and has an effect on it. The effect on the world and the lower vibrational places takes a long time to take effect, takes many months to take effect. If you can't stay positive for many months, you won't see much change. Most people fluctuate and they are not able to stay positive for many months. But you gotta just ignore the negative. You gotta cast it out, and you gotta just stay positive no matter what through all the tests, and things will get better. It's very hard to do. I don't do it very well. I more know about things more than I can do things great. And then the crown chakra is the one I don't know about the most, because I have not had the best experiences, or the most experiences with crown chakra. Like I said, the most I have with it, I feel like maybe it's my full body vibrational experiences. Uh, I got full body vibration one time from meditating for, takes me in seated meditation like 2-3 hours, and then I feel the full body vibration. Easier way for me to get it, not for y'all, but for me, easier way when I training for 24 hours plus, sometimes 48 hours. Most I ever trained for without sleep, 98 hours. And I would sleep. I would meditate. I wouldn't sleep. I would meditate, seated meditation, cross legs, not like this, but cross legs. I would meditate for an hour every 12 hours. That would be my rest. And, I'd take 20 minutes for 3 meals. So I'd have, 4 hours off every of the 24 hours. But not all at once, an hour meditation at the end of the day before the night training, an hour of meditation seated at the beginning of the day before going to work, and then 20-minute breakfast at some point, lunch and a dinner. And I was working big job, building retaining walls, carrying 90-pound bricks all day, and then I come home, do heavyweight workout, heavy bag workout, do some jogging, do a lightweight workout, do a light bag workout, do some jogging, do body weight workout, do some jogging, and then hit the ping pong balls with the nunchucks after night meditation. I do that for 10 hours all through the night. Just stand up, stay up all night. 98 hours, most I've done. Sometime during a 48-hour session, I got the full body vibration when I was working the bag. The full body vibration, it feel like you can't tell where you are anymore. You can't feel where your skin and the air is separated from each other. It's not. That's why. It's not separate. It's all one thing. And that's why you can't feel it when you're fully 100% in heart. You can't feel your weight. You can't feel your structure. So when I go to hit the bag, I can't feel the structure of my body. And you think, well, if there's no structure, any little pressure snap you like a toothpick is what you think. But no, I hit the bag more flawlessly than ever before, still to even this day. And this was 8 years ago. And I hit it faster. I hit it more precisely, more accurately, with the most flawless timing and just the absolute most power. And I did it for like 3-4 minutes. And I thought, well, this is amazing. And then I come out from my carport cover to the night sky, and I become extremely terrified that I am going to float away, and not be able to get back down safely. I become absolutely terrified that I have to sit down and get out of the state because I'm too scared of the power, right? And then I've never gone back to the state again since that time, because too scared. Did not like it. I need to get over that. And that is now my next journey, is to get over that fear of the power that we all have as a human beings when we're functioning the way we're supposed to be functioning. This might be way out there for some of y'all, but this is basically what I know about the chakras and my experiences with them so far. And I don't know how helpful this is for anybody, or if it's even worth talking about, but here it is, chakra video. Hope you enjoyed.